JJ, what do you think was ultimately the difference in the game?
Said we wanted to be a process team. I liked our process tonight. I like the way we started the game. We talked about getting off to a great start, similar to how they played us on Friday in LA. We did that. I like our level of competition and compete on the defensive end. They put you in a lot of tough spots, and they have some elite individual shot makers. And I have to go watch it, but felt like in some ways we lost to Kevin Durant and Devin Booker's ability to make tough twos. Thought our execution down the stretch was phenomenal. There's one thing to nitpick. It's probably me. I probably should have gone to the fire a possession or two earlier against KD. But I liked that group that we had out there defensively. I trust those guys. And then the other thing I would say is, like, we should never have a 14-point quarter. So that's on me as well. That's part of that is me. I got to make sure we're running good offense. Felt like it was a little random. We got stalled out. We talked about it at halftime. For us to be a high-level offense, we've got to move bodies and we've got to move the ball. And that they got to screen, and they just kind of took us out of what we were doing initially, and we were great in the second half. We executed great in the second half. It just that second quarter really hurt us.
And then you mentioned fire. You just mean like blitzing Durant later? Is that yeah? Okay.
JJ, another choice. With 40 seconds or so to go, you guys had that timeout, and you drew up that play for Austin. Kind of a really good look there. What was kind of the 2-3 sort of calculus in that moment?
We would have been fine with either.
You mentioned the overall process. 80s first quarter. Just kind of what did you see in terms of the shots you guys were creating for him, and how did Phoenix adjust to try and make that harder on him, I guess, as the game went on?
I don't really know that they made it harder on him. I thought when we were intentional about getting the ball, we did. Some of the stuff in that first quarter wasn't even us spoon feeding him. It was a lot, transition, running the floor. Got a couple layups off D-low passes. I'll go back and I'll figure out where we could be a little better with that. But, I thought he was involved, and, I thought down the stretch going to that AR pick and roll with him, that just felt like the right thing, and they executed it. We got good offense out of that.
JJ, it's rare to see LeBron in single digits that late into a game. He obviously hits the big three to kind of keep the game close, but goes 3 for 14. What did you see from him offensively?
Yeah, I would say for him and our group, to be honest with you, we missed a lot of paint twos, and for him, those are shots that he makes. He had in the fourth, he had that miss on the lefty lay and missed a couple of those one-leggers that were right there in the paint. I thought we gave him the space. They were very intentional about flooding when he was on that ISO on either wing. So something we probably need to talk about how we want to combat that against teams that do that. But I thought our spacing was, for the most part, really good. There was a clip we showed at halftime where we didn't get to our proper spacing, but other than that, I felt like we gave him space on those ISOs, and we all just missed shots in the paint.
We've talked about Rui and just what you've asked of him. It seems like some of that's been decisiveness, especially on his drives. How much have you emphasized that with him? I guess what have you made of his early start to the season in that regard?
Yeah, I said this after last game. Shoot open threes, drive closeouts, and crash the glass. Very simple game for him. And he's also an elite cutter. He's had a number of big buckets in our first 3 games just off cutting. He's got a real knack for that.